it is funny. By the way, just before I just had to clarify something before, because I feel like I need to clarify it. I said Marathon was a fine game. I think it was fine. It was okay. It was niche in a niche genre. And people are like, you've changed. Shit on it. Well, I would shit on it if I actually paid for it and invested more time into it. And I didn't like what Bungie was doing to it. But I don't give a fuck. They can murder this game for all I fucking care. Now, a lot of people are upset because this is Bungie. You know, they've murdered Destiny for it. And I think that's a fair criticism. But coming from me, I'm just reacting to the shitty, scummy stuff Bungie does overall. And the Bungie ball fondlers, the cult of Bungie, I'm here just to make fun of them. If you're an average Joe and you like Marathon, then you really shouldn't probably give a shit about what anyone thinks. Just play and enjoy your game, right? But we're not making fun of those people. We're making fun of the people that are, well, have some kind of mental illness and or retarded and or are not confident in their decision to like Marathon. So let's farm them. Kind of like how Slayer, Metacrit literally unintentionally, by the way, one of the developers came out and said it was just a joke because it came out before the player count did, which is chef's kiss. Congratulations to Marathon team on their launch. Don't let small indie passion projects like this pass you by just because. Don't let Bungie's just a poor, a poor indie. We'll come back to this. Let's just refresh. Yeah, I did not think, and it is mind-blowing that this indie game has blown past and become so goddamn dominant. Like, there needs to be a video on this alone. But this is a perfect counter to anyone that says people want games to die. Shut up. You have no argument. You have zero argument. But it is still funny that this is an indie game and it's having more success than Marathon, which is something to point out. That Bungie, the creators of, Halo, or they love using that stolen valor, but they're really just the creators of Destiny at this point, is getting mogged. And it was unintentional. It was funny as fuck. A shade for the centuries. It wasn't supposed to be shade. We were sarcastic. Didn't know we'd blow up quite to the degree that we did. Yeah, it was just supposed to be funny. And it turned out fucking hilarious. But people are upset. That's right. And we're going to jump right into it. War Dogs, another one. Our stance on concurrent player count amidst the Marathon discourse. We expect our launch hype to tail off. That's okay. We don't require a AAA success to keep the lights on. I love the transparency. The key for us is community. Yeah. Good luck seeing Bungie say that out loud. Good luck seeing Sony say that out loud. If 1K or 100K, we want to build a great FPS for you. I'm going to give this a try. I'm gonna actually give them a try for sure. It looks pretty good. A little FPS game. Love to hear that. Good, solid community can keep a game alive and well for a long time. Just keep the communication channels open and take the feedback given seriously, and you should do fine. That's our goal. Honesty, transparency. Yeah, transparency. They're not bitching about the Steam charts. They're like, hey, we're gonna let you know we are here for the community. Fuck the money. Obviously, you need money, but fuck the bullshit, right? Bungie would never. Then we have Myth, which is a top streamer. I don't respect any new games coming out from a big-ass AAA studios that aren't pushing the innovation envelope, which, by the way, Marathon is not. Marathon is a niche game. It's fine in a niche environment, but it's not innovating anything. If you compare this to the innovation that Halo was when Bungie first made it, by the way, two different Bungies. This new Bungie had nothing to do with Halo except for like one or two dudes. The innovation back then literally inspired FPSs, blew it to a new, whole different field. Marathon's not inspiring anything. Like, it's not innovating anything. It's not changing anything. It just feels like more of the same, just with a different color. And that's really what it is. And there's nothing. It's literally a hero shooter. We've seen those. FPS, we have plenty of those with a different art style. Sure, you want to say the art style is unique and new? Great, but it's not innovating anything. It's literally the same car with a different paint on it. Marathon would have been cool if it came out in 2019. I would agree. This shit is nothing new and doesn't add anything to the space. Universe, what the fuck is this? Universe FPS slop. Go next. I don't care how good your game looks, how long you spent crafting a unique aesthetic. It all falls flat when it feels the same shit I played 7 years ago. And of course, here comes the Bungie ball founders. By the way, we've got a special gift for them. When you see them coming, they look like this. This is them. That's right. They're ready. They're ready to jizz their pants for Bungie. They're here. Here they come. Or they're coming. They're coming. I love it. So we got, I don't care. Was the innovation Arc Raiders being casual friendly? I love the game, but didn't invent anything new. They just did what, did they? I mean, they did. Yeah, they innovated making extraction shooters more mainstream. Like, it put it on the map because Tarkov was known, but not to the extent that Arc Raiders was. I think they took something and made it readily available for a wider range of audience. Now, could someone else come out and make something just as casual and something that fits the bill in a wider, more militaristic way? Yeah, and maybe that's what needs to happen. You're gonna have, that's why there's called Souls-likes, because Dark Souls did something that innovated and then people copied that. We've always had like Souls-like games, but never an extent of Dark Souls, right? We've always had knights and fighting dragons and demons and all that shit. That's been around for centuries. No, centuries, damn, what am I talking about? It's literally been around for a long fucking time. And so, but Dark Souls created a new, genre from that. They built from the ground up virtual machine learning AI robots and deployed them. Yeah, that is something everyone wants to talk about AI bad, and that they shit on Arc Raiders for AI voices, even though it was people that recorded their voices, and then the extra dialogue apparently that comes out is text-to-speech changes. I don't know. Either way, I don't give a fuck because it's mostly bullshit that doesn't matter. But the AI actually getting smarter and adapting, that's fucking sick. The only machine learning they did was their mechanical walking. They don't actually machine learn from us playing the game. Those routes are predetermined. To be clear, if you talk to anyone that plays Ark, that's arguably the biggest reason they play the game. The AI in Ark feels like nothing else in the space. That's innovation. I agree with that. You got them. We got them. We got a Bungie ball following to agree. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. You got them. They actually did it. Holy shit. It's a miracle. Are you okay? By the way, Roxxon is definitely a shit poster, but he still shoots some facts. Like sometimes, let's just be honest. Sometimes on a clock, you're correct on the clock twice. Was it twice a day? I don't know how the saying goes. Either way, they have their moments. Imagine spending 250. By the way, this number, I still don't know where people get. I'm not sold on this number. It sounds feasible with how expensive shit is. $250 million only to be mogged by Slayer. Like, it is still fucking funny. By the way, Resident Evil popping the fuck off. My game of the year. Are you okay? The Steam reviews are very positive, so it's obvious the people that are actually playing are enjoying it. It literally has a fire icon next to it, but let's compare it to a new IP to establish IP, SM&D, and anything for engagement, I guess. It's a new IP. Yes, because that's the reason why people aren't buying it. And by the way, I agree with the top statement. I think that people who like Marathon are absolutely enjoying it, but we'll talk about the whole reviews situation compared to player count, because there is a stark difference. I think it's funny. The fire icon just means it hit a peak today. It's not, so every game automatically has it on release. Fucking still don't change the fact Steam reviews are very guys, I'm gonna make a statement that is so retarded, but I still right. 8 gaming gaming culture is currently full of people who don't even play games or share their game tag, yet can't wait to help games fail. I hate this narrative. We know we'll get to it. This narrative it fails immediately. By the way, anyone that says that Steam charts, and we're gonna get right into it, that Steam charts are not correct. Remember, Capcom reported that PC now makes up 50% of total unit sales, with the share expected to keep growing. Man, it's almost like the whole console is the main audience is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. You are coping. Welcome to reality. Yeah, welcome to reality. It's absolute bullshit. Regarding Marathon, I'm not buying it. It's a workday on a Friday narrative. Simply put, games at this scale require global success. Don't delude yourself by thinking it's okay that the game is only popping in North America. That's not a good sign. What do you think? And let's look at it. So we have Spire. How's Spire doing? Okay, so let's just assume these are late at night. Even when it dips, it has quite an audience. Why is that? Because people are buying it all across the world. What about Marathon? Oh, wow, that's a fucking noticeable fucking dip, isn't it, Chief? And if you think that's not going to be the same on console, then you're smoking crack cocaine. Absolutely smoking crack. Again, I think this is a niche game, and I thought it was always going to be niche players. This is the same numbers as a Destiny, as a Destiny expansion. If we're talking about, we look at like how like Destiny is with console. This is all console and Steam together. If we look at numbers, you know, including consoles at releases, yeah, there you go. But then it still shows a trend line though. You still sees the trend line. It's going down. Isn't that crazy how it's going all the way down? And you could look at numbers like that. It's crazy. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? Also, by the way, we're talking about just a PvP game. Like this, a better comparison would be Call of Duty versus Destiny. To be honest, it would be better to talk about Destiny. But I still think if Destiny's overall high is 3.7 million, almost 8, at its highlights, at its Destiny 2's release, like that is. And this wasn't considered a success by Activision, by the way. If we even look at Forsaken. If we look at Forsaken, I think this is Forsaken right here. Yes. 2.4, and it was a success to us gamers. We loved that shit, by the way, right? It wasn't a success to Activision. And that's something you got to remember when we're talking about numbers. It doesn't matter what you or I think. It's what the greedy billion-dollar companies think. I mean, no one wanted Bluepoint to be shut down, but PlayStation said, fuck it, we're doing it anyways. So I'd always be cautious, because it doesn't matter what you think. It's what the billion-dollar companies think. Burt Peanut confirmed he'll be streaming. He is streaming currently with a 34K player counts, and it's on a Saturday. Did he increase the sales? He's getting a fat paycheck right now. Did he increase sales? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like we're getting very far up in here, Chief. Doesn't look like it. And here's the deal. I said it before. A good game will be boosted by streamers. What's sought and seen as a mediocre to bad game will not get a benefit, regardless how many streamers. And again, I think Marathon's fine. I think it's a niche, in the middle, average game for people that love it. They're going to be dedicated to it. And let's not act like the Destiny community with these numbers wasn't holding up Bungie for years with the same fucking numbers, literally being milked. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But like, this is like a Destiny 2 expansion number right here. Maybe kind of like toward the end of its life, unfortunately. Let's be honest. It was enough to keep Bungie afloat until they had to be bought by Sony. But yet again, Lightfall was even more, jam-packed. And Well, we saw what happened, but just it's interesting because he has not played it until today. He had to be paid to play it, and granted, some of it's because he doesn't want to hear the discourse about the game. But hey, that's the thing about being a streamer. Your job is to entertain. If half the people you're trying to entertain don't like it, then you're not doing your job right. And I think that's fair. You don't go to movie theater and watch something you don't fucking want to watch. And let's also be honest. You could say, well, they could fuck off, but streamers want money. They need money. And if you could say, oh, he doesn't need it, then why the fuck has he not been playing it? I'm not going to sit here and say this is a dire situation or that the game is dead on arrival. I never thought it would be. But I do wonder if these kind of players are good enough for Sony and their shareholders. Yep, that is something to consider. Marathon can't even beat High Guard player numbers, the studio that made Halo and Destiny. This is never, and I think that is something to point out. The highest release for High Guard was free, so that's something to consider. It was free. However, I mean, it does look very shameful, and that's a big argument for a lot of people why they harp on the Steam count. Is that this is Bungie? They're using the Stolar Valor of Halo and then Destiny, showcasing we've done it. We made a new game. 6 years, a shit ton of money, and this is all you come out with. Again, the free market decides, and if the wider gaming audience says, this is dog shit, doesn't matter what I think, it's dog shit. It may not be true. Listen, I thought High Guard was fine, but apparently I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because that thing's deader than a doornail. And then the king of the fondless and Shills, praise be the king, praise be the king. Scarrow. Every time I down someone today, I'm going to ask, have you ever posted to Twitter about Steam population charts? If the answer is yes, you're getting skinned. I'll drop a self-res if you truthfully answer no. I want to call him a fucking retard so bad. I want to say he's one of the dumbest motherfuckers, because of course, my general statement was going to be, of course, you're not going to be killing anyone then, because no one's going to be saying, yeah, I play Marathon and I'm talking about Steam population charts. But the unironic reality is he will probably end up skinning and killing half the population playing Marathon, because no one pays attention to the drama and the discourse and the Steam charts more than people that play the fucking game. That's the reality. I'm not going to call him a retard because he's unironically right. He's going to be skinning people when he it's funny because he's going to be skinning half the population, because half of them are fucking triggered about Steam charts and population numbers. No one cares more about population charts than people who fucking play the game, because they're not confident in their own decision to play the game. They're on Twitter upset that people are talking about the player count. So I thought that was funny. I saw this. I'm like, you know what? He tried to be funny, but he was indirectly funny. It was like watching the jester dance for you. Here's another one. I love this. If people spent as much time, Steam chart watching as they did making money, they'd be able to finally afford a copy of Marathon. Well, the funny thing in this situation, they probably wouldn't buy Marathon. They would just go buy Arc Raiders for the same price. But what's even funnier is that this let's put it on the screen. This retard is talking about if they spent more time. If you spent more time playing the game instead of bitching about what people think about your precious game on Twitter, you might be a higher rank on Marathon. It's crazy. Why aren't you just playing Marathon? If you're confident in your decision to like and enjoy the game, then why are you so desperate to defend it? Sounds like there's some doubt. Press X to doubt. I love this one. Gathalion had the audacity to talk about how Steam DB was the root problem of everything, essentially. Guys, we need to hide the data. He deleted it. It's funny. He deleted it, but he's a CEO of a gaming company He said real stats from SteamDB once internal data now spark bad faith attacks. That's all this is, guys. It's bad faith attacks. Because death threats, it's not even worth trying to have a conversation when folks don't actually want to listen, but instead tell me I want to censor metrics, what isn't all I said. Have a good one. That is exactly what you said. Because you put everything that was being talked about into a bucket, saying that the discourse was caused because of SteamDB, because we have data, which is funny because he uses data and he causes discourse about view botting. And if it wasn't for the transparency, sure, can you use data for harmful things? Absolutely. But there's no way to dictate and control data. Like you can't nitpick what to show and what not to show without it being the possibility of being used for wrong. Like it could go both ways. Full transparency is better than no transparency. And it goes for him for going against view botters. It's because of the transparency that he's able to call out view botters, people botting, which I think is fine and good and you should do. But you should be able to do the same thing for gaming. Like it's funny. People have always looked at Steam charts. The only reason it's a problem now, it's because people's games that they love are now being called out. That's it. You have all these streamers and content creators upset and butthurt because, well, Bungie ball funders don't like data. They don't like that their narrative is now being challenged. It's crazy. It's a problem now, but we've had Steam charts for years. Forward metric and bad face use of them has been talked about our hobby and unenjoyment at times. Again, I hate this because cool. I hate these arguments. Bad faith. Yes, it's bad faith because people are pointing out that the AAA game company from Bungie, or Bungie who made Halo, Stolen Valor, and Destiny are at a lower par than indie games. People are no longer, the free market is tired of shitty games. And that's the reality. That's why people are focusing on Steam charts, is that these are games that no one fucking wanted. You're shutting down studios. Your prices are going up. Granted, not Marathon, but I still, in general, people are talking about other games getting shit on. You've got Bungie themselves, which is a perfect example, who steals, lies, and deceives, and completely abandons and neglects the game and disrespects its entire community from that game, expecting their new baby to take over. Yeah, I wonder why people are holding the knife to Bungie's throat with the Steam numbers and the counts and all that shit. I wonder. It's almost like when you abuse someone in a relationship, eventually they're gonna fucking snap and they're gonna try to have a knife to your throat. Who would have thought? I love this one. Doesn't matter anymore what Sony Bungie wanted the numbers to be. The game is live, the player base is hyped, and it's time to let the team dev cook. Yes. The billion-dollar company does not care. They don't care about money. They run a charity where everyone gets a pony. And that's the reality of the situation. Sony and Bungie are greedy. They absolutely do care about numbers. The average Joe doesn't. And here's the deal. People who enjoy this game don't give a fuck. Content creators do because it impacts their numbers, and especially the ones that are friends of Bungie. And then you got Sony, who actually gives a shit about it. So again, it's funny. People don't act like they don't care, but then they do care about the argument about Steam numbers. I haven't heard anyone talk about how the Marathon has maintained a top 5 position in the global seller leaderboard. Say what you want about the player count, but the fact is, if people weren't enjoying the game, it wouldn't be in top 5 or even have a 91% positive review. It's funny because when you look at the game, the reason why this is in the top percentage is, one, it's a new game and it's actually getting sales. How many other games are currently getting sales? Especially how many games are brand new releases? People don't realize what top seller actually fucking means, and they delude themselves to think like this is the best seller. Is it really? Is it really? Is it really? I don't think it is. By the way, let's just let's look at those numbers. Top seller. Yeah, with these numbers, definitely top seller. Which I think is funny. People keep talking about the reviews. Let's look at this game. Here we have a random ass game. Fantasy Life, the girl who steals time. Very positive. Very positive. Has a lot of updates. Do you think this was a massive success? Maybe it was by their metrics. For a small indie game, a small company, this absolutely. But do you think that's success to the billion-dollar company? Do you think if Sony released a game like this and got numbers like this, do you think they'd be okay with that? Fuck no, they wouldn't. Let's be honest. It doesn't matter how fucking positive. Do you really? People, here's the deal. People look at these Metacritics, like Metacritic scores, by the way. It's botted both ways. I would care more about the in the middle reviews than the top and the bottom because they look like either this or they look like this shit. It's either zeros or tens. It's the people in the middle I'm actually gonna listen to. But overall, do you think that the billion-dollar companies give a shit about scores like this or the reviews? If they're getting money, they don't give a shit. If they're not getting money, you could have a really shiny score, but scores don't give you money. You know, 5 reviews that are 10 out of 10. If there's only 5 people buying your product and you're expecting thousands, who gives a fuck about the 10 out of 10 score you have? You have no fucking money. Like, this is the kind of, stupid bullshit that people are trying to do mental gymnastics. They don't understand the actual gaming market. Now, if you're like Tarkov, this is trying to get the Tarkov launcher battle state, not Steam. I guess you could throw Steam in here too. Battle state has lived off like this kind of population for several years, and they're okay with that. They can do that. They're more dedicated and focused on their community. This is their game. They're okay with this. They're making sales. They're able to exist and thrive. That's okay. You don't have to have big, massive millions of players if you are okay with where you're at. And we saw the other games say, hey, whether it's 100K or a 1K, we can do this, man. We don't need AAA success. You will never see that from Bungie or Sony. They are greedy. They are perfect for each other because they're greedy fucking assholes. And that's why people are focusing on the numbers, is because you have a greedy company that's already shut down a studio that people liked. You have the studio that's literally hated by half the gaming audience, if not more, because they're shitty, lying deceivers. I wonder why. Oh yeah, I love this. Also, IRC, despite selling better, the Final Shape didn't do as well as they wanted, so they did that amazing second. Oh yeah, that's right. Final Shape popped off, had some big sales, and it wasn't enough because Sony's greedy. This is a certified negative 45% moment. Yep. True. I think the rise in Steam chart discourse has arguably one of the, if not the worst things happened in game communities in recent years, ignoring the game studios constantly using numbers to brag of their success and used to lie about numbers to hide failing games. Yeah, Call of Duty, over so many million players played Black Ops 7. Wow. And guess what? It's one of the worst selling Black Ops in years. Guys, so many people played it and it sell like shit. This is why no one trusts billion-dollar corpos. That's why people look at the numbers, because they get lied to. They get deceived by the billion-dollar corpos who don't give a shit about them because all they care about is making money. That's why people are pushing back. They're tired of being given slop. They're tired of getting ass They're tired of getting games that aren't fucking good. They want to come home and play a good fucking game, but they're getting overpriced, minimal viable products that no one fucking asked for. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have thought? And then you have Bungie ball fondlers, the lying, deceiving. This is, this is why we call them out, because they're absolute dipshits. The modern gaming audience used to have a good sentiment where AAA studios were in such a bad state, they called out the games that were bad and didn't play them along with supporting alternatives. Now, modern games is just hating on AAA games to fail no matter how good or bad. Instead, do it for memes, the biased engagements. As much as I love indie stories, they never flesh out their breakthrough ideas. Lethal Company feels like it got completely left in the dust along with others. All in all, just like the games that are good, stop with all the weird shit. Triple games need to exist as much as double. No, they don't. They don't. That's a lie. But the biggest lie is saying that Margaret hate on any triple game to fail. No matter if it's good or bad, people are just shitting on it. Oh, are they really? So triple games are getting shit on, right? That's what you're saying? Triple. Oh. Oh, but by the way, here's another track shooter that's also a AAA. Yeah, I have that on the soundboard now for true moments like this. You gotta love, again, people will love there to lie and spin a narrative just to try to make it sound like gamers are unfair. They just want to hate games. No one can innovate. No one can do new things. No one can ever make good AAAs. Here's another one. Are people bashing Res 9 and Marathon now to an indie game having high Steam player counts? Who the hell's bashing the go-to series that's Resident Evil 9? No one. That's the reality, because we're just making up bullshit to make people angry. It's absolutely a lie. No one's bashing it. No one's bashing it. Not a damn person is actually bashing Resident Evil 9 or our creators, except for Marathon fanboys. And then no one's bashing the indie game. Like, it's literally Bungie ball fondlers trying to spin a narrative that is just a lie. It's just a lie. Oh, I love this one. From stolen artwork to consultant, and people were still piping along hating on that. Bungie is a change company, top down for the better. I'm sorry, I had to hit you with one of these.
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
Oh my God. Yes, change company. You mean the company that got caught and could have been hella sued? Oh, they're changed, guys. They're better. They're a better company now. They're such a better company now. I'm sorry. This is why we do what we do. It's so fucking funny. Enough time has passed. Give Bungie game of the year for making Marathon. Yes. That is the copious cope I'd ever seen. Yes, Res 9 and Spire are popping off. Lay off the kids, drugs. This is what happened when drugs take over. You become a retard like Cruz. And here we go. Bungie, literally, people are realizing how greedy Bungie is. People are, the battle pass apparently is awful. It's welcome back to launch Destiny 2 shaders. That's right. We're back here, where it's a one and done. Bungie is selling shaders where you use it one time and it fizzles out. I cannot believe that they're like, you know what? No one will ever notice. No one will ever notice that we're doing this. Not at all. That's right. No one will ever notice that we're going to go through our scummy playbook and we're going to charge as much money for as much. Like, here's the thing. Destiny, they learned that we will push back. I'm going to be so interested to see how Marathon, like, by the way, I don't care. They could make Marathon a microtransaction hell like they did with Destiny, and I don't care. I will laugh my ass off and point at it and say, ha, 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 ha. But if people at Marathon are okay eating shit then eat your shit. That's all you can have it. You can have it. But yeah, the battle pass is apparently awful. Even Kotaku, you know it's bad when Kotaku starts calling you out. Yeah, apparently the battle pass is not good. You're just getting nothing but garbage. Kind of shocked to hear y'all not tell how the most innovative pattern pass ever created in the history of battle passes. Do y'all? I think it's funny that people are like, the battle pass, the fact that Bungie is, you can buy it and buy it later and you don't lose it. Yeah, Halo Infinite did that. And also, this is just Helldivers 2. Bungie's doing nothing different than what Helldivers 2 has already done. So it's really innovative, guys. It's really innovative. It's really innovated. Oh yeah, this is pro typical Bungie. Now Bungie has finally, after getting pushback, has announced that they're going to change this. Isn't that funny how Bungie says they're going to do everyone a service? 20 points to make you pay extra. I think we talked about this last time, but we're going to revisit it because Bungie has now, decided to fix this. But yes, they were making you pay extra. You had to pay extra to get enough to then be able to buy it. But yeah, they're not the only company to do this by a long shot, but I hate it from any company. Also, buying MTX, speak with your wallet, and companies will stop. Show them restraint. No, go ahead. If all the people at Marathon think that Bungie's the greatest, you guys, you remove the art from the artists. The art's great. Then let the let the artists ram you in the ass if you're gonna ignore them. They made it 20 over. That's toxic. Yes, it is. But you know what's funny? People will spend $20. These people are the lower base of intelligence. This is why you have EA with their sports, and why they'll make a new game every year, and they will nickel and dime, and they will milk the tits of sports players. And this is why Bungie will do the same thing to the Bungie bros, the ball fondlers, because they're retarded enough to spend $20 on black and white or blue, and they'll say, oh my god, guys, this is the best shit ever. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. This skin is insane. It's the same character, but it's black. Guys, it's funny enough, the deluxe actually looks pretty good, but you're paying for the deluxe. You're spending half the fucking game for black. You fucking retards. You know what? I hope that they eat so much shit they are bent over raw by Bungie, and I could sit there and be like, maybe being retarded actually has its benefits. Dance, Squire, for my entertainment. Dance. Dance. Bungie bros showing how retarded they are in the gaming community. $20 for color black on a single character. Wait! Oh, it's only one character? No fucking way! It's not even like a pass? $20 for the color black. It's worse than Destiny. At least Destiny, they changed the look of the character. What's even worse is that the only time you see the character is at the beginning screen in your inventory. At least Destiny, when you're riding a sparrow, you're using an item, or you're using a sword, or using certain, emotes. You can't fucking see yourself in an extraction shooter, so you're spending $20 to say, hey, guys, I'm black, I'm white, and I'm retarded. Half the price of the game, and this claims to be the same that made Halo. Nope. This is not the Bungie that made Halo. This is the Bungie that made Destiny, because you could see not only how retarded they are, but how retarded the community is. I love the cosmetics in the game. Hit him with it. Hit him with it. There is something funny. Marathon will not die because people don't like it. Marathon will die because Bungie and their greed and their ball fondlers will kill it. Because the average Joe that doesn't like the greedy shit will leave like they did from Destiny. Because that's exactly what happened to Destiny. is that you have these over-the-top Bungie cultists that allow Bungie to infect and worship Bungie no matter what they do, worship them. And then your average Joe that wants to play a game and not spend a fucking half the price of the game for a color, they're gonna leave. Or stickers and shit that's one-time use, or a battle pass that is awful. Like, people don't like being treated like shit. And so when you have normal human beings playing this game, they see how Bungie treats them, they will leave. I saw this. Listen, I don't think everything needs to be, gooner, but it is still funny that this does look far more fucking appeasing, and it reminds me of Cyberpunk. Like, she's got that fit. Honestly, you can hate it, but this skin would sell. You put this in the fucking store, Bungie would make a shit ton of money. Abso-fucking-lutely they would. It's Friday. Game literally released yesterday. It's still selling great. Again, selling doesn't mean shit. The Cult of Bungie. And here we are, the Cult of Bungie, to end the episode. This is Tizzles Reacts. It took Destiny years for Destiny to hit peaks, dude. This was a fantastic launch. Why are you coping? Why do you want it to fail? You want more of this ass fuck COD we just got? Give me a break, dude. Give it up. Ark is not an extraction shooter. It's a cupcake game with an extraction mechanic, and it's Weenie Hut Jr. They knew what it was when they built it, which is why they're only selling it for $40 and no paid expansions ever. This was a great launch. You can cry about it all you want. It won't matter. It's going to continue to climb through the weekend. This is not typical extraction. It's endgame raids. Endgame raids. Yes, like Destiny. By the way, can we just, we're going to talk about that. This is not Destiny. And by the way, 10% of people actually played raids in Destiny. So if that's your Hail Mary, you're going to fucking suck dick. You're Joker. Spot on. This is why people are fed up with AAA games and want so many live service slops games to fail. They're sick of being treated as pay pigs. They just want to play games that respect their time and money. Entire teams exist not to design mechanics, but design retention loops. Systems meant to keep you logging in. Daily chores, weekly chores, seasonal grinds, monetization systems meant to bleed players. Psychiatrists on staff to make sure a game is manipulated as possible. Not because they make the game better, but because they want to make metrics look better. Simple truth, players who spend more time in a game are more likely to spend more money. Billions of dollars have been poured into engagement pipelines, behavioral analytics, and monetization funnels. Again, these companies are not your friend. They do not give a shit how you feel. They do not give a shit how you think. They just want your money. That's why people are holding them accountable now. Except for the content creators who are literally sucking their dick and our friends. Shout out to Scarrow. You got your friends. You're gonna defend them. Marathon is one last humiliation ritual for Bungie. Shut the fuck up, you fucking tourist. You don't even play games. You just stare at Steam numbers all fucking day. Get a life. Time to hide Steam numbers. It does nothing but drive toxicity. It contributes nothing positive. I can't wait to see numbers for Marathon. It's gonna make the chuds absolutely cry. All I can think about is my next run in Marathon. I haven't felt this way. These are the people. No one talks about Steam and shit like that more than Bungie bros. Bungie bros. People who should be playing the fucking game instead of actually talking about the game. It seems to me that those who were hating on Marathon before it came out still hate it. And those that were hyped or optimistic still like it. Marathon just overtook Counter-Strike. It sells. Holy shit! Oh, shit. I love this. You should... Oh, yeah. By the way, we can agree both behaviors are too extreme. You should just follow me, man. All posting stats is facts. You're obviously a trans person. All the best. Okay. What the fuck? You were cooking at top. What the fuck? Like, what? And then this is a pro-typical Bungie bro response. We should just have been killing people like this instead of Charlie Kirk. Hey, Scarrow, these are your people from Marathon, right? These are your people? You said it's the best community ever? I mean, he does call people who disagree with him Nazis, so it makes sense that he also has a community that just wants to kill people. Who would have thought? Oh, yeah, here's Shroud. I saw there's like two different opinions. Let's see.
I feel Like high guard game
Let's
dying
see.
in a month or two or not? Definitely not. There's literally, that's not gonna happen. They've invested too much money, right? It's not like a high guard situation where it's like a new, like high guard and Concord. What makes them a little different is like those are new studios that were made with like you know funding from investors, and that's it. Like you know they get
That's not true. We know Tencent was backing High Guard.
their $30 million to make a game, and they shoot their shot. But a game like this, it's Bungie, bro. They fucking are backed by Sony. They have billions of dollars. And to say it'll just die in 2 months, like even if they had 5 players, I don't think they would pull it. I really don't think they would.
And it's funny because the immediate counter argument is Concord was back with Sony for $400 million, and they literally shoved it, including a TV show episode, and they shoved it into the dumpster. So, man, again, even people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's Bungie, bro. They're backed by Sony. So is Concord. Yep. This entire Steam charts to show on games trend is stupid because people will nab a screenshot at a game's off-peak hours and say it's dead or has lost its player. It's cringe. I wish y'all would put as energy into shit you love as you do shit. By the way, I'm just rushing through this. Running out of time. But I do think it's fucking funny. By the way, this might be the only episode. I might not have an episode tomorrow for you, so that's why it's a little gonna be extra long for your face. It's funny. Again, these people are online bitching and upset about Steam charts, talking about how people should spend their time when you should be fucking off, mates, and playing the game. It's funny. You think I was sitting there nutting my butt off to Resident Evil all day when it came out? No, my ass was playing it all day. Then I nut my butt off. You know, I'm just saying, like, it's funny. The people that are bitching about people bitching about it are also not playing the game, and they're bitching about it. Oh, let's see what Asmongold. I saw his thoughts on High Guard. Or at least I saw a clip. I need to react to that video if he has one, because I don't really watch him, but I'm actually interested to react to him.
Will you play Slay the Spire too?
Let's see. What's your take?
On a Thursday and only PC? That's a good point. I didn't think about the people playing on PlayStation.
It didn't matter. Doesn't matter. We know it doesn't.
Slay the Spire too? Maybe. I don't know, really. But, you know, there's things about the game that I think are good, things that I think are kind of weak. But overall, even the Steam reviews are very positive. Yeah, it's not like this is not the worst game ever made.
No, I said the same thing.
And I think that this game could complete the Trilogia Concordia in maybe 6 months, but I don't think that it's going to have the same crash out potential that Concord or High Guard had. I don't think it's going to crash out on the same level. But there's a chance it could continuously go down, and they could end to service the game in 6 months. I think that really the main thing that they have to think about is like how do you get people to regularly play this game like 4 months from now, right?
I think that's fair. Like, knowing Bungie, here's the big thing about Bungie. They're really fucking ass at planning ahead. Awful. Dog shit. And the response to it is awful and dog shit. So we'll have to see how they treat updates with this game, like actual updates to keep it fresh, because that will make and break the game. Like, people think that people, criticizing and pointing out Steam charts and, player counts, all that shit is going to kill Marathon. We said the same thing about Destiny. The true killer of Marathon is the same killer of Destiny, Bungie. And they will fuck up. They will be greedy. They will overstep. They will do what they always do, and they will murder the game. We'll just see how fast they do it.
And so it's really going to depend on how they are able to implement and add in seasonal content. And if they can hit the seasonal content map, then I think that you could maintain a player base. But the truth is, too, and I'm just being honest, the massive studio like Bungie, a release day of 80K players is really not that good.
It's not.
I think it's probably going to peak on Sunday. If it doesn't peak on Sunday, not good. Very bad.
Oh, yeah.
Super bad. Wow. Super bad. Very bad.
Very bad.
So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's a very fair take. And that's essentially what I said with the added stuff that he put in. But yeah, I mean, I'm not on board with Concordia, which is weird because there are other games that you could literally compare it to. I think it's more comparative Suicide Squad. It could last a year or so and then crash if it wasn't successful, or if the updates are asked, because that was the problem with Suicide Squad, is that the updates were awful. And it literally made people not give a shit about the game. Like, it's just awful. People don't remember how bad it was. Everyone's focused on Concord. But I see it more of a Suicide Squad situation where if they don't update it and they keep it clean, the dedicated fan base they have, like kind of like Destiny, if you give shitty updates, they will leave. Which is prototypical Bungie. This is some pathetic spin. I don't have the review guidelines, but what a crazy concept. They probably asked to play the whole game and the fourth map, which has Destiny-like puzzles. You're not going to be living in the end game. If the base game doesn't have enough content to be a proper representation of the average experience of the game, that sounds like a Bungie problem. And I think this is a good point to like get close to the end of. If you have to rely on one fucking map to carry your game is shit. I'm sorry. And by the way, I think it's fair to say you should play, like I do this. I waited like months to do a review on expansions because I waited for the raid or update or whatever bullshit, what was it, like the mid-season update? Like I waited to do reviews for that shit. I choose not to do that anymore because it takes too damn long. Because I always try to be brutally honest and give fair takes. So I'm not going to shit on, people who choose to do that. But at the same time, we're talking about one singular map out of 4. And the base game itself is not is the main product. So it's just really, it feels like a Hail Mary from Bungie. Like this map's going to carry. And that's what everyone's saying, that things are going to pop off with this one map. And I think that's just bad game design. Truthfully. People keep comparing these two games as if people don't play Arc Raiders like it's a match-made co-op experience with friendly fire enabled. Like Arc and Marathon are barely in the same genre at this point. I think this is a shitty, can we all agree that anyone that tries to downplay Arc Raiders, because Arc Raiders is an extraction shooter, no one's stopping you from pulling the trigger and killing a bitch. If you want PvP, you can always do PvP. Like people act like, oh no one will ever fight me. No one, I'm just gonna go around and everyone's playing, ring around the Rosie in the middle of the fucking map around the big ass arc machines. Everyone's holding their dick together. No, you can have it's funny because people are watching the Burnt Peanut. You watch him play, he's getting aggressive. He's getting gunfights. Like this is again, people love to try to make Arc Raiders sound like it's Weenie Hunt Jr., but it could be as competitive as any other fucking extraction shooter. It just depends on what you fucking decide to play. Oh yeah, excuse me. It is funny to actually have Bungie tell them not to review. Guys, don't review. Please, we can't control that, but please, hey, help a brother out. Because again, even Bungie believes that Cryo Archive is going to carry the game, and we'll see. And people are comparing this to Destiny raids. Raids, again, Vault Glass, people were talking about Destiny 1 and Vault Glass. Vault Glass is good, but that should never be the reason people buy the game. Should never be the reason. Plus, we're talking about MMO versus an extraction shooter, where the game itself is the extraction, the core basis of it. One singular map should not determine the value of an entire game. If it does, you done fucked up. Arc Raiders. Oh, and then this Ninja gave it a response on this, and people were railing him for this, which is funny. A lot of people that are railing Ninja are worse than he is as a player. Like, he's probably 10 times better of a player than they'll ever be. Oops.
Tell me someone's got a backpack, bro.
Oh, purple shield, you got fucked.
Dude, fucking leave! AI is harder than real players, bro. I
True.
can't stand this game. Holy shit, dude.
True. And that's the thing. If you play hardcore strategy shooters like Tarkov, you won't get this shit. Except for like actual bosses. But that's like a purple overshield. I don't think that was a boss. I think that was just an upgrade. Like, what time was he? I can't tell he's covering it, but that was just upgraded enemy.
Leave!
Yeah. I don't blame him for being frustrated because I feel like that is kind of like a big thing. However, I agree with this person right here. People's perception of extraction shooters is warped, and I think their perception of what Marathon was going to be is also warped. Some of y'all haven't died to a shotgun scav or been head-eyes by a Mosin. Marathon isn't that hard. Lock in and adapt to the challenge. It is hard. I agree with both sentiment, or I agree and disagree with the sentiment. One, you don't know how hard and brutal a strategy shooter is until you play Tarkov. But at the same time, you can also one head-eyes and shotgun blast scavs immediately. Whereas you can't do that with like a yellow shield bitch in Marathon. So they are harder. Like they are harder to deal with than they are with scavs in Tarkov. So it is like, remove the fucking shields and then it's a different fucking story. Still not fun to drop 2 mags on a purple armor scav. Exactly. At least with the Tarkov scav, they die in a shot so long you don't. Killa, Tagilla, Cultist, every other mini boss, Bullet Sponge would like a word. Again, that's... I ain't fighting those guys every game. I'm dealing with blues and purple armored scavs every match in Marathon. Ain't worth the loot, usually, either it seems. That's fair. Solo fighting purple shields is actually pretty ass for how bad the loot is. A trio can melt them down with one clip, but solo needs some tuning. It's a grind. Again, I think most people who are willing to actually take some fair criticism instead of be like, yo, no, you're wrong. Like, you're right. Like, I think you can be right and wrong. You can concede ground. Like, people think that you concede ground to any argument, it's game over. That's why I make fun of the Bungie bros, because they will never concede. They will never concede ever, because if they do, the narrative is game over. Corporate theft. Oh yeah, and you love this narrative shit too. This is actually kind of cool outcome if it results in immensely talented artists furthering their career in a way they otherwise may have not. Yes, the person who had their art stolen, a senior program manager for guys, this is great. You got a solid by someone stealing your art. This is a kind of cool outcome. Yeah, this is a great outcome. I'm glad you had your art stolen. I'm loving paid exposure, but said in corporate lack of liability speak. If he is the credits of a title, he got paid. End of story. Correct. Jesus Christ. Yeah, fuck you. Well, I agree with the statement. It's pretty empty. Anti-Real did get a money settlement from Bungie, so they have that at least. It does help the artist. Nobody knew who they were before. Yeah, but are we like really gonna celebrate that people they're now getting attention because they had their art stolen? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Anyways, that's it. That's the last bit I've got for you. It's a long video, but I probably won't be making a video tomorrow, so enjoy the movie for the next 2 days. Split it up. Do half and half, shall we? Gaming is a trip, and I'm here for it. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Huzzah!